Hi there, Jessica Brogley here with your quick Google tip. Providing students with quick, formative feedback is important in today's classroom, and Google Forms allows you to do that digitally. In future videos, we'll cover how to use Google add-ons to be able to automate this process. But for now, let's look at a quick setting you can use to give students feedback. In this sample Google form, I've only built one question. Let's take a look at the Settings button. The top right-hand corner, please click the gear. From here, there are a few boxes that I need to address. Number one, who can respond to my quiz? Anyone in my school district or anyone in the world. I'll leave it to just my school district. Then I need to decide, do I want to collect usernames? Just so you know, if you check this box, students will be able to email themselves the answers to their own quizzes. Not that they'll be able to email the right answers, but they'll be able to get a copy of their answers. So you have to decide, is that something that you want students to have the option to do? I'm going to not check that one. The next box down asks, do I want my students to only submit one response, and then in which it will require them to log into Google? You have to decide the purpose of your quiz. Is it for students to be able to see how they did in comparison to their peers? Or do you want to be able to collect individual student data? So if you're looking to collect individual student data, you would click Submit Only One Response. It requires a login. The middle section asks for the confirmation message to send your students. The default is always, your response has been recorded. Next, you decide what links your students will be able to see. Do you want students to have a link to submit another response? Well, since I've checked this one up above, this one's grayed out. Notice if I uncheck this, I can give them a link to submit another response. I will go ahead and leave that unchecked. I'll go ahead and check this back up here, so this is grayed out. Do I want students to be able to edit their response? Well, if I'm looking to collect data on individual students, I am not going to allow them to edit their response. And lastly, do I want my students to see a summary of responses once they're done? I'll go ahead and leave that checked. And lastly, there are two presentation options to consider. Do I want my students to see a progress bar as they're taking their quiz? For my particular quiz, that's not useful. However, if I were giving, say, a 20-question quiz with 5 pages, I would like the progress bar at the bottom so my students could know just how close they were to finishing. And lastly, do I want to shuffle question order? Again, for my particular quiz, that's not a valuable feature, but if I were giving a 10-point question quiz, just quickly checking if students read the assigned reading from the night before, then I would shuffle question order just to help students stay focused on their own quizzes. So I'll go ahead and click Save. Let's go take my quiz. So I'll click on the Send button, then the Link tab, and then I'll right-click on this link and click Go to my quiz. So I'll go ahead and take my quiz as if I were a student and click Submit. Now when I click See Previous Responses, this is what I mean by quick formative feedback. When I click See Previous Responses, notice I'm getting an idea of how I scored compared to my classmates. While it does not give the students the right answer, it does give them an idea of how other people answered in comparison to their answer. You would be able to use this pie chart to discuss why students answered the way they did. It would make a great conversation the next day. So there you have it, how to use Google Forms to provide quick, formative feedback.